Hello everyone on the internet, thanks for tuning in.
Welcome to another episode with me, Master Rider Bushido, and with my Toku Bros on the other side of it, it's Flayvaman!
Ay 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 ay!
Is that supposed to be Alpha 5?
Yes.
Assuming that you're referring to now the completion of the Yellow Ranger now being announced, which we
Didn't cover in the last quarter.
Anyway, so this is another, so this is our mid-November Toku talk, where we talk about... Anyway, so this is where we talk about all the things that we have seen, heard, watched, and so on and so forth. And yes, as a Flayvaman, Spasmon, he has mentioned that we have finally got the completed list of the new Power Rangers forthcoming. And yes, they have announced the Yellow Ranger. However, unfortunately, I cannot remember her name to save my life.
Her name is Becky Gomez.
Thank you.
I actually did know her as Becky G, the music artist, and I'll be honest, her music I did not like. It's too poppy, but I guess this isn't a music review show, but you know, her being Becky... Yeah, and I'm just going to jump right into this, by the way.
Straight off the bat, I'm going to say this. Straight off the bat, I think she would have made a better Pink. Appearance-wise.
No, you know what? The fact is, I don't like her music. You know, she's pretty, blah, 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 fan service, rah.
That's why I think...
Just the fact that it's her, I was just like, oh, you've got to be joking. That, I mean, again, you know, I'm sure she'll be a great actress. She could do really well as Yellow Ranger, but I'm just like, really, Becky G? That's just mad.
Here's what I'm gonna say. An interesting couple of comments I've seen on YouTube and other sites were that, in short, Becky G, or Becky Gomez, as you say, should have been appearance-wise as the Pink Ranger, and from your retrospect fan service, which I think should have been the Pink Ranger. And then that way, I think Naomi Scott would have made a better Yellow, or at least would have looked better.
I would be honest, I mean, I've not seen these comments that you're talking about. I've not seen anything along those lines. I've just heard people rating both as what they are. But, like, me personally, it's like, alright, they've got the team, fine. But the one, and I think I was watching like a sort of a montage of what these actors have been in. And the really, really weird thing is, I've looked at, you know, like you look at each Ranger, you've got, you know, whatever the other ones were. But you've got I think he's playing the Black Ranger, Ludi Lin, I think his name is.
Yep.
He just looks so hench. And the others look like weeds. Like, they actually look like kids. No, right, let me put it like this. Because you had, like, you know, you look at the original five, at least Jason and Zach looked quite hench. I mean, Zach not as hench, but because Jason was pretty beef, like your typical jock. I actually said that to Austin St. John when I saw him at MCM last year. But at least, like, even though Billy was the nerd, they were kind of like, alright, height-wise, what?
Did you get a punch from Austin St. John when you said it?
No. He just agreed. He was just like, yeah, you know, like, you know, again, there was like 1 million fans there, so, you know, But, I'm looking at how they looked. Because even, I think the Blue Ranger's a guy called TJ or something.
TJ Ryler?
Something like that. And, you know, even he looks like a weed. I'm just like, alright. Because I don't know if he's and I'll get onto this in like just a moment, but you know, whether he's going to play like a nerd called Billy or not, you know, I mean, he could actually get away with playing the nerd, but you know, I mean, you know, because what's his name? I know his surname's Thackeray, the guy who's playing Red Ranger. He's like a pretty boy, but you know, he's
what, the
not,
Red Ranger?
He's not going to be hench.
Isn't it something Montgomery?
No, Thackeray, I think his surname was. I can't even remember.
Montgomery. Or whatever, but my point is...
No, I'm sure, anyway, whatever his name.
The thing is, right, I see where you're going at, in that normally you'd have the Red Ranger having more the big beef tonk thing, and then
But again,
but
this
in
is like
this
if you're going off the original '90s series, the very first.
and so in this case you're looking at four wheat and a
The
brick.
fact that Ludi Lin, who's playing Black Ranger, is massive hench. He's well toned. He's buff. But the others, you know, like
Pencils.
Meh.
Yeah. Honestly, I'll be honest, and I'm gonna repeat myself in this by saying that the only thing I'm really interested in, and I pray that they pull this off, is the Red Ranger's character. That's basically spoiler, surname, Oliver.
No. You see, I mean, I was going to get onto this in a moment, but if we're going to go onto this now, there is basically two camps going on. Because after they, I mean, again, I don't know how much you're up to speed on this. After they revealed the Yellow Ranger, it was revealed via official Twitter that they were going by the names Jason Trini Zach. Like, that was the exact quote on
I heard
Twitter.
that, but then they weren't doing that.
I don't know, and then I'm not sure whether it was official date JDF or something.
The JDF.
But then they started chatting about the whole, you know, the alternative names, which were revealed a few weeks ago. So now there's like these two camps. One saying, oh, they're going to go by the original names and it's a reboot, it's an origin story.
No.
Jason Trini Zach, Billy Kimberly. But then there's that other camp saying that it's going to follow on from Super Dino Charge, and the Red Ranger's going to be called Callum Oliver, and the other guys have got random names as it is.
No, here's the thing. This is okay. I'm going to interrupt because here's the weird thing. As you mentioned with the two camps, fair enough. But honestly, I thought the original one was like a how can I say, a throw in the spanners kind of thing, like just to confuse us kind of thing.
That's it, a red herring. One of them's clearly a red herring.
And
then,
this is where the confusion gets even more confusing, in that after the announcement of after that, and then we get the list of the character names, not the original 90s one. Hang on, one second.
I mean, I read that list about 3-4 weeks ago. You read that list when we were recording this a fortnight ago.
Anyway, my point is JDF himself sent a
he put a post on his Facebook.
And then his quote unquote, was, Oliver, hey, wait, what?
Yeah.
Almost as though he's throwing it at us, or he's like, what? He didn't expect it. So I'm like, we've been told since the very beginning JDF is supposed to be having a cameo in this film. For the viewers' benefits, for those that don't know, we're referring to Jason David Frank, the original Green Ranger, for those that aren't certain as to what on earth are we on about. But anyway, go on.
Right, yeah, so Jason David Frank, you know, it's been rumoured since the very beginning that he's going to have a cameo, right? And he confirmed this, it's like, alright, whatever. And he's saying, oh yeah, they've told him what's happening and it's all hush-hush. He was saying this from the very beginning. And that's kind of fair enough. So he's either going to be like just a random cameo, or he's going to be Dr. O, and this is his son or relative or something.
No, other way around. If you do it as Callum Oliver near to the end, introducing the team to his father, being Tommy Oliver right at the end of the movie, that would be brilliant.
That would be brilliant, yes. But again, they're not very clear as to. I mean, because what we've also got to remember is whether it's new names or original names, there's no Green Ranger in this reboot. So. True.
I mean, it could be build up, it could be anything, because that way...
So, if, like, the Red Ranger's called Jason, Dr. O, he's going to have some hella different role, kind of like how Louis Ferrigno was in the Hulk film with Bruce Banner, I think. David Banner? I can't remember the name of the actor's name.
Eric Banner.
The actor's called Eric Banner, yeah.
You get
but... you know, if they're going to go with Callum Oliver, then that just opens the story. You know, he will most likely be playing Tommy Oliver, Dr. Oliver, Dr. O.
This is why
and
I think...
And they would be related, and they would, you know, it would be silly for them to not be related somehow.
Right, here's where I'm going to go with this. I'm going to end it on this. The only thing I find interesting for now, for the moment, in regards to this Power Ranger reboot movie, is still just that Red Ranger's name, story, and praying that there's going to be an actual original JDF cameo.
Well, he's gonna, he's gonna be.
I'm just saying. But my point is, but on top of that, other than the outfits, which I hope they do a more armored up one, I honestly can't give.
I'm going to be talking about next, but go on.
I honestly cannot. It's like Red Ranger for me, and then the rest, if that makes sense. That's all I'm interested in at the moment.
Well, I mean, I think I brushed on this last Toku Talk where they've mixed the races up. That's kind of thrown me a bit, which I spoke about last time. Again, but specifically, it's not even so much about race that got me this week. What got me this week was, again, just I saw this random video and everyone looked pasty except Nudie Nin, who just looked like a proper beefcake, like he hasn't got an ounce of fat on him.
Okay. Anyway, so that aside, am I going to see, yes, am I looking forward to, yes, more about Red Ranger's story, but anyway.
I think, because if you're going off the whole Callum Oliver thing, then again, that is going to follow, you know, the rumour is it's following on from the current team, Dino Charge / Super Dino Charge.
On the subject.
Because don't forget, I mean, you didn't watch Kyoryuger versus Go Busters, but that film had both Zyuranger, which is Mighty Morphin, and, well, it had Abaranger in it as well, but I don't think Saban's going to be, like, touching it. I don't even think Dino...
Can I just check?
Yeah.
Hang on. Rounding this one off, because you mentioned about...
We're not rounding it off, because I want to still talk about Power Rangers, but go on.
I was going to say, about Dino Charge, believe it or not, am I right in thinking that the next American Power Rangers is going to be... Ninja?
Right, I mean, alright, I guess I'll cover this now quickly. Right, the way it is you've got, I mean, this is coming to an end anyway. 2016, they are doing Super Dino Charge. And then 2017, it's rumoured at this point that they are going to call it Power Rangers Shuriken based on Ninja. There's this rumour going around that they're going to, like, make this move to be exclusive Netflix only, but that was recently debunked. But again, it could. But all we know for certain is that the deal with Saban Brands and Nickelodeon ends at the end of 2016. So that's at the end of Super Dino Charge. But they don't, you know, but as far as I can, you know, because there was a rumour a few weeks ago by a guy called Collider, or Collider, or some, I can't remember the, you know, yeah. It was rumoured that, they're going to move to Netflix, it's going to be Netflix only, and it's only going to be something like 32 episodes or something. But that was recently debunked, but at the same time, there's no one's talking about, if, you know, I mean, again, because they've got a clear year until their deal with Nickelodeon ends. You know, they might stay with Nickelodeon, they might go to a different channel. And obviously, you know, they've already debunked the fact that they're going to be exclusively Netflix. But who knows, that might happen.
And just double checking, so in the Sentai version, so after Kyoryuger, we got...
Yeah, Tokuja and Ninja. So, you know, obviously, if this is it, because it's not properly confirmed. There's no trademarks or copyrights done or anything. It's just a rumour.
But how are you supposed to do Super Dino Charge? Seriously, are you just going to have trains then now?
I think no, I mean, again, if the rumour's true, they are clearly going to skip Tokuja. But Super Dino Charge is literally, they're literally just going to hype up the fact that, Red Ranger becomes Carnival, but I don't know if they're going to do anything else with the other Rangers, like they're going to give them Carnival mode or something.
Oh, so they're literally making it season 2 of Dino Charge, that's it?
Yeah, that's hence Super Dino Charge.
No, but then remember when they did Super Mega Force from Mega Force, it's just literally Super Mega Force was not Gokaija.
No, right. You got Samurai, which was Shinkenja. Then you had Super Samurai, which was just, they blew up Shinkenja, because if you look at Shinkenja...
steroids, yeah.
No, that was how they looked in the Megazord, but what I meant was, they all had that version of themselves, I think it was, in Shinkenja, I think it was just a Red Ranger thing, when he had, the frilly white
they all
thing on
did.
him.
They all can.
They all... Fine. Well, again, they made that into a second season, so it was Samurai, Super Samurai, but then Megaforce was Goseija, Super Megaforce was Gokaija. But as far as, again, I could be wrong, but as far as I'm aware, Dino Charge is Kyoryuja, and then Super Dino Charge is meant to be based on the whole Carnival thing. But again, I could be wrong on that, but that's what I've seen and heard. Right. Alright, so coming back to the actual movie, I saw this, I think it was either yesterday or the day before. Did you see this concept art that's been going around? Right, this is concept art that was submitted for the reboot movie. They're not using it, apparently, but, and again, I know you like all this unofficial stuff and the artsy stuff, but I saw this either a day or two ago, and it was basically like a massive rehash of what the command center's supposed to look like, what the T-Rex Red Ranger looks like, what the Megazord looks like, and even what Zordon was, Zordon and Alpha 5, hence the intro. I think there was 2 artists involved. They just redesigned it, and it looked, and again, I will just go off the bat. Normally, I think these rehashes, because they did one for Pterodactyl and T-Rex several months back, like at the beginning of the year, and that was kind of like, nah, yeah, it's alright. I mean, the command center, someone, it's stuck in my brain. Someone compared the command center design to the TARDIS, and I was like, okay, that's ruined that for me now. And no one likes what Alpha 5 looks like, but how they did Zordon just totally blew my mind. So, they really should do something like that for Zordon. And like the Megazord, it kind of reminded me of the redesign that they did of Pterodactyl at the beginning of the year, so that's neither here nor there. Oh, and they had a redesign of Rita Repulsa as well, which looked kind of very similar to the Power Slash Rangers short film.
Honestly, I'd just say get Angelina Jolie as Maleficent, honestly, done.
Lazy. But if you want to find that at some point yourself, and anyone watching this, again, it's on JE Fusion, because I think JE Fusion put it on their blog this today, actually.
Why don't you just attach a link?
If I remember, I'll do it. No. Anyway.
You've just been remembered. Reminded.
Right,
Remember. There you go. Anyway,
if there's nothing else about the reboot movie, I'm going to talk about Dino Charge quickly.
Oh, no. I mean, yeah, go on.
Right. Okay. Well, like Ninja and Ghost, Dino Charge had a week off, and then they aired an episode last Saturday, I think. And, alright, it's not that much to shout about story-wise, but what really brought me to my attention, this was, let me think, what happened in the episode? This was like it really reminded me of like a very typical Mighty Morphin episode. I mean, nothing really happened plot progress-wise. This was just another episode with a monster of the week, and they defeat the monster of the week. That's all that really happened. But you know, like where like Mighty Morphin prided itself on teaching kids stuff. This was like an episode that, you know, they sort of were teaching about friendship and bonds and stuff. And it had like, you know, like the act. I mean, when you think about it, you either liked the acting in Mighty Morphin or you didn't. And the acting in this particular episode really reminded me of Power Rangers, reminded me of Mighty Morphin, because like, you know, you had them all like being all friendly and stuff, and like they were surfing down sand dunes or something. I think that's the thing they do in Australia or New Zealand or something. Thanks. And then I can't remember which Kyoryuger monster, because I'll be honest, I don't really remember the monsters that well. But you had the one with scissors, and he basically cut their friendship ties, and then when he did that, they all started like hating each other and arguing with each other and stuff, and I'll be honest, I was actually laughing. I actually found it a really funny episode. So even though there wasn't that much substance to the episode, but it was still a fun episode to watch. And yeah, and again, you know, so you had the Blue Rangers, the Blue Ranger and the Green Ranger sort of really concentrated on. And it was actually a real fun episode to watch. And, you know, and then again, you've got your cliche ending. They sort of work their way around the problem. They defeat the monster, the end. But but to just sort of, I mean, again, I won't be too long, 2 more minutes, I guess. Like one thing, you know, again, the acting the comedy really did remind me of Mighty Morphin. And, you know, and the one thing that really strikes me is, again, I know you haven't been watching Dino Charge, but you've got the Blue Ranger.
What gave it away?
You've got the Blue Ranger, who's like, you know, his character was sort of found from the Stone Age, like he was like defrosted or something. And like they've done this with 2 characters. They've done this with the Blue Ranger, and they've done this with the Gold Ranger. Like he was based in the medieval time or something. And I really think that 1, it just doesn't fit the story. And 2, like where they've got the Blue Ranger, his name's Coda, by the way. They've got him acting like some sort of caveman. I'm pretty sure he's a really good actor, but they just, because they're making him act like a caveman, he can't really say that much.
So in short, they're really dumbing down his acting skills.
I reckon so, because I mean, if anything, his fight scenes, his martial arts, he does the martial arts himself, you can tell, and he's really good at that. And you know, obviously, and I'm just like, oh my god, you're making this guy play caveman, so he can't act as well as, you know, if anything, he has to play the role of the caveman, so he's acting like a caveman. But his but if he's a caveman, how come he can kick so much butt? So, you know, his scenes, his fight scenes are actually really good. I mean, okay, you know, to be fair, you know, Power Rangers, they kind of play the wire work, you know, like you've heard me criticise wire work a lot lately. They do have the wire work, it's kind of their thing. But, you know, with Blue Ranger, he doesn't need it, and it's just the fact that they're making, you know, it just doesn't make sense in the story that, you know, because, like, the way they did in Kyoryuger for Kyoryu Gold, being trapped inside Tiger Man, I forgot his name, Doggold, I think his name was. Anyway. Yeah, that you could kind of just roll with that, but...
No, well, not just that, but also with the Gold. He's been trapped since, the Edo period.
Yeah.
Which worked. I think that worked, and he still had that same samurai-style lingo, honor, even the suave of it, and I think that just works so much that it brought that time era to present, and it just gave a nice little addition.
Also, like at the same time, because where you see him, like when you see him sort of like come out of Doggold, you then see however many episodes of him adjusting to modern life, which, you know, you could roll with. You could kind of be like, oh, he's trying to adapt to this.
Rather than just doing it in one.
whereas with Dino Charge, right, because with the Blue Ranger, you don't see him, like, come out of the Stone Age. He is established in episode, he is already established in episode 1. And then, I think it must have been something like episode 12 or something. You then see the Knight of Xandar, who's Kyoryu Gold, the Gold Ranger. And, you do, to be fair to Dino Charge, you do see him, like, having adaptability issues and adapting to modern life as well. And, but with Blue Ranger, they didn't do that because he was already established. He was already working at the Dino Museum, which is where it's set again. And, I just felt, there's so much more they could have done with Blue Ranger, with Koda, or, the fact that they didn't have to make him a stone, they didn't have to make him a caveman. Alright, but yeah, that's me dumb on Dino Charge, I guess.
Really?
And I think, I do expect a lot more, post New Year when Super Dino Charge kicks in, which I am kind of looking forward to. And alright, and I will just throw this in for 10 seconds, but the villains, they're just nuts. Just one word for them is nuts.
Why?
Oh, alright, I'll go a bit more. Well, it is a bit like you've got. you've got because again, the main base is completely original compared to Kyoryuger. It's like a robot in a spaceship, basically.
Whoa.
He just runs around grunting at everyone. And the real cliffhanger, and again, spoiler alert for anyone that's a Dino Charge fan, right at the end of last week's episode. You've got him sort of having a go at, I can't remember his name in Kyoryuger or Dino Charge. The guy who's Sadness.
Oh,
right.
I got him.
Right, but again, I can't remember, well, that's his name in Kyoryuger, I forgot his name in Dino Charge.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You've got Sledge, the head robot guy. He's like having a right go at him for losing and blah, blah, blah. And then you've got Fury, who's dog old. He comes in, it's like, I've found a powerful Dino Gem. So, we've got that to look forward to, Dino Charge-wise. Okay, I'm going to move on, but again, this is me talking again. I have watched, I'll just ask you quickly, have you actually watched any Ninja or Ghost this last fortnight?
No. Except for that. No.
That's it, because TV Nihon only released Ninja 35 yesterday.
Yeah.
They've yet to release Ghostfire, so that's what I haven't watched. And again, the week before that, they were on holiday or something.
One thing I will say is, from a toy perspective, if I might. Normally I don't say this about
Ninja.
Yes.
Okay, go for it. I'll swap these, but yeah, go on.
Oh, really? Thanks. I didn't know I needed your permission. But anyway, no, I watched, and I like watching, two particular toy review channels, MGO316 and Bolt Matrix. And especially when it comes to their Super Sentai and Super Sentai, they both review their own style of the current Sentai mechs. And I will say this, I did not like, just straight off the bat, let me rephrase this. When they brought in Shurikenjin, I actually didn't mind it toy-wise because it felt like a very Russian doll because you had a Zord and a Megazord, literally. And then you have Shurikenjin, Howl Shurikenjin, using Lion Howl, and I actually didn't mind that as a toy because you had a Zord and a Megazord and another Zord, which I thought was absolutely hilarious. And my point is, it actually fit well for Shurikenjin, but when you have Gekiatsu Daio, alright, this is good. In short, when you have Howl Gekiatsu Daio in there, there's too much space left over. It just looks so weird. he has a new head or original head of his own, and it just does not look good. It just it looks worse in the upgraded form, which I find is very. I'm sorry, I just
okay.
Anyway, but.
Wow, you seem really broken about that, but
A little, because I was hyping a bit on when it comes to Hao Gekiatsu Daio, like, you know, give it some zhuzh, but instead, you know, no.
I think, I'm not sure if I mentioned this in one of the previous Toku Talks anyway, but the one thing I thought they were cheating toy-wise is how, like, in the show, like, his finisher attack is shooting the ranges at his chest.
Yeah.
Whereas the toy just has coloured missiles.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, come on, you know, you have a factory, at least shape those little bullets into shape of ranges.
They are.
You know? No, because when I saw it on the advert, it just looked like projectiles.
No. See, this is where I watched the reviews and I actually seen that they show you the missiles up close to these reviewers. They're actually shaped as the Rangers launched.
It's really weird, because in the ad, like in the
Oh,
commercial,
come on, it's the ads. What do you expect?
I don't know. I'd have thought they'd just.
Anyway, what I'm trying to say is, to answer your question, they are literally molded all the same, all the same way. No, all the same way, but different colors, as though if they were launching.
Okay.
Secondly, toy-wise, I don't mind the line for the mechs in Ninja. I actually don't mind it. I will say that now.
The thing is,
normally I do not say this. Normally I do not say that in a Toku talk about toy reviews and so on and so forth. But
yeah, we should talk about toys more, really.
Anyway, but oh yeah, still yeah. Oh, whatever.
I mean, you're talking about the Ninja line. The one thing I saw, this must have been about a week or two now. Well, not two, about a week or so ago. They're releasing, like, you know, the sword. They're releasing a red. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if there's like going to be a power up coming soon.
Oh no!
The sword is red.
Does it?
Do you know anything about?
Yes, I do. Do you want?
I mean, because
it's
to me,
what I will say.
Are they just doing the super form? Another super form? Or no, not another, because you got that.
Want a spoiler? Do you want a spoiler?
Go for it.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah, go on.
That that red Ninja Jibanto looking thing is actually Star Ninja's weapon for Superstar.
Star Ninja. Alright, fine, okay. But what's going to happen to his burger phone thing?
Keep it on his belt. Anyway.
Is it a phone?
It is a burger phone.
Oh yeah, it's a camera phone.
It's a burger phone. It's a burger phone. Burger phone.
We had burger phones in the 90s, you know, like with the corded wire still.
Anyway.
So you want to move on? Alright.
No, I just.
Well. Alright, so we're moving on?
Yeah.
Right, fine. So, like, where I've not been watching where there's been no Ninja and Ghost the last fortnight for us, I decided to get to two things that, I'll talk about them in separate parts. One of them is the Kamen Rider film, Kamen Rider Yongo.
Oh no, okay, I'll leave you be with that if you want.
No, you sit down. Right.
I need to empty the washing machine.
No, you don't. You can do that afterwards. Now this is it. Now, you heard me talking about Kamen Rider GP I think it was like the top
decades ago, yeah.
Right. Now, that was a really good film, and at the end of the film, it kind of gives you a bit of an intro to Yongo. Now, for those who don't know, as you like to say, for those who don't know,
for those who don't know,
Kamen Rider Yongo was a DVD given out at the theatres in Japan when they went to see Kamen Rider GP.
I don't know why you call it. It's a cinema.
Right, we call it cinemas. They call them theatres. Yeah, allow it. Anyway, so alright. So I finally got around to watching Kamen Rider Yongo. I thought it was just going to be like a half an hour, 45 minute, maybe an hour tops. It's an hour and a half thing, which they split into like half-hour episodes. And I'll be honest, I wasn't too impressed.
Does he look good?
No.
As a rider?
Oh no, right. So alright, I'm going to talk about aspects of it now. So Kamen Rider Yongo, you don't have a human identity to this guy. The guy is like a robot, I'm assuming. Because you just see them operating on him for most of it. And then in like the end of the second ep, he kind of comes to life and it's like, mwah ha 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 ha. I'm like, yeah, alright mate.
What, Frankenstein?
It is a bit. And he's like, oh, I'm super evil. It's like, alright mate. And right, so, I mean again, this is just spoilers throughout, so if anyone's planning on watching Yongo, don't listen to me. Right,
or
so
in the
Yongo,
words of you go spoiler alert.
Right, now the thing about basically all the Yongo special is Kamen Rider Drive, Shinosuke, I'm trying to remember his name, Shinosuke just consistently getting deja vu, like basically this film is Groundhog Day. So you've basically got him waking up, doing stuff, and then someone dies, so this is massive spoiler, someone dies, and then he will go back to the beginning of the day. So he starts getting deja vu, and then it's like, oh, it's a massive plot that leads on from the Kamen Rider GP film, which I'll be honest, I don't think makes sense. Yet, they somehow work it out together, oh, this is what we've got to do. And then everything goes back to what they call the proper timeline. Now, unfortunately, you haven't seen Fires, and it's really weird because on one hand, I didn't like it, but the one thing, one of the aspects of the story I did like is how they really, because normally these Tyson films, they'll loosely play around with the Gokaiger storyline, they'll loosely play around with the Decade storyline, they'll loosely play around with the current superhero time show's story, but this Kamen Rider Yongo special really gets into Kamen Rider Fires' story. Mm-hmm. It's like, it's really like, wow, that's pretty intense for a DVD special, but they do it nonetheless. And so Kamen Rider Fires is heavily featured in it, and massive spoiler alert, there's the guy who's like a bit of a badass rebel in Fires. He's in it as well, because he's not in GP, but he's in this Yongo special. And he's actually pretty key. And just the way, when you see who's leading the fight against the riders, it's really messed up. It was totally unpredictable, because I was like, because I had a few predictions as to who was behind Kamen Rider Yongo. I was like, it could be this guy, or that guy, or that guy, or that baddie, that villain. But I was totally wrong and not even close, because it's just like, wait a minute, WTF? So that had that going for it. So if you really like surprises, that's a real surprise. In terms of like the other characters, you've got Drive, you've got Maha, you've got Zeranos as well. He's in it. I really think it's a shame that just Deno's never going to appear in it again. But whatever.
No, I was going to say, just after you finish Yongo, in regards to surprises, I don't know if I want to tap on another thing as well.
Okay. Alright, so with Yongo, it's really long-winded. It could have been a lot shorter. They didn't have to split it into 3 episodes.
Swing and miss, basically?
It's not really necessary, because like when you watch Kamen Rider GP, you kind of got this feeling, gotta watch the Yongo thing. It's just meh.
So it's swing and a miss.
I mean, you know, it's got good points to it, and you know, you kind of see Kamen Rider Baron in it. You see Kabuto for a few seconds. If you blink, you'll miss. But you know, I wouldn't say it's must see.
Fair enough.
So yeah, that's Yongo.
I was going to mention in regards to surprises and whatnots and whatever. I don't know if I tapped on this, but one of the with the what's it called? With the Kamen Rider Chaser V cinema movie coming out either later this year or next year.
I think it's the Chaser Special V Cinema. I think it was given an April date.
Oh, okay.
Or it might have been June. Yeah. I don't know. I don't want to say June.
Well, you can say it so that so people can slag you.
It's either April or June. I could be completely wrong, but I'm thinking
no May in there. April, June, no May, no.
It's next year, so it's not going to be.
Okay, we'll leave it next year. Fine.
Yeah,
my point is this. I don't know if I said this in my last Toku Talker, but they actually have Axel from Double in it.
No, I mean, I know this, but no, that was only revealed, I think, a week ago.
And what's more, I was like, wait, no, you can't be serious. And then when I've seen, literally this morning, or last night, I can't remember which one, but anyway, I actually saw some screenshots from...
I think I saw the screenshots a couple days ago.
And
but, yeah,
it's actually Axel. It's actually Axel, and I cannot believe they're bringing him back. I mean, in a good way, that is, in a very good way. And I actually didn't mind Axel. And for the benefit of the doubt, I cannot be... Now, okay, this might sound a bit harsh, but when they say that they're bringing in the last guy in memory, another product placement.
You're talking to someone who's not watched Double.
Anyway.
Is it Double? He's from Double, isn't he?
Yeah, he's from Double, hence why I just said from Double! But anyway, I cannot wait to see the Gunblade again as well.
Oh.
I mean, Axel, stoic police officer, great. Gunblade, great. His suit is so... Well, okay, you haven't seen it, so let me put it this way. Go say night.
Actually, you can tell me anything about it, because I'm just going to forget it.
Okay, go say night tonked up.
Oh, okay.
In red.
Oh, I know what he looks like.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So it's pretty much like, go say...
That.
Eh?
I would say, you know, and again, I've seen what he looks like, because I've also seen the superhero Tyson Ott special, which he appears in that quite a few times.
Right, if you can find me a different comparison.
I was about to give you one. I would say he looks like Kamen Rider Kabuto, just a different, slightly lighter red tinge, and just a little sleeker.
No.
And the horn a little further down.
No. Because
I know what I mean.
No, but Axel's got more of a broader chest though. Kabuto sleeker.
No, I'd say they both have pumped up chests, but when I say sleeker...
Listen to us talking about guys.
When I say sleeker... I know, this is so high.
Anyway.
Just to wrap it up, I'd say that Kabuto's armour looks more rounded to his muscles, whereas Axel looks flat. That's just my opinion. Right, so am I moving on? Right, so again, with the whole no Ninja Ghost, I managed to wrap up watching Garrow Season 5, and that was Goldstorm's show. And actually, I think you'll really want to listen to this, because if you remember what I was talking about last time, about how I felt it was a bit boring.
Yeah.
I will say, now that I've actually finished watching Garrow Goldstorm's show, I cannot feel so mixed about one show, because it was really good and really bad at the same time. Right, so, again, I only literally finished watching the last ep today. I will say, again, the first 8 eps, it's really boring, but then afterwards it really picks up. Because the feel you get from the first few eps is like, they're just doing the same crap recycled. I will be honest, they actually do. It is literally just the same crap recycled. But the main positive is I only vaguely touched on this last time, but you've got Kamen Rider Decade playing the villain in Garo Goldstorm's show.
Wait, what?
You know, you've got Kamen Rider, you know, the actor who plays Decade in Kamen Rider Decade.
Yeah.
Playing the main villain in Goldstorm's show.
Yeah.
And you know, and again, his name is Jinga in Goldstorm's show.
Okay.
And he's by far the best character in the show.
So he's like the only solid.
I wouldn't say only solid. I mean,
if that makes sense.
I mean, I know what you're asking. I will say that, you know, I will say, right, flat out, that Jinga, aka Kamen Rider Decade, is by far the best character, and I'll talk about him a bit more in a moment. But the weakest is Rian, who's the main heroine.
Lol, drugs.
And yeah, haha. And that is why I feel so mixed about Goldstorm's show. I mean, because Series 1 and 2 were solid, Series 3 was not as solid but okay, Series 4 was poor, Series 5 I'm just too mixed. I mean, it's not as good as Series 3, but it's definitely better than Series 4.
Oh, that reminds me. This break has been brought to you by Mocha Shake, caffeinated ice chocolates.
But why is it not in your shaker?
Oh, because I already made it.
Alright, so talking about the characters, right, so with Jinga, aka Kamen Rider Decade, he is this is, I've only seen like a few episodes of Decade, and I've seen Decade in the Tyson films, and I think mainly in the Tyson films. And, you know, he's not, to me, he's neither here nor there as an actor, but as Jinga, he really brings out the villain role so well. He talks with such villainous intent. I mean, and at the same time, he has this really wicked, cliche, evil laugh as well, like ha 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 ha. He does it really well, and you know, it's normally cliche in anything else, but he just does his evil laugh so well. It's unbelievable. And again, I would say like your good standard character is Garo himself, Dogai Ryukiva. I mean, I've touched on the fact before that he does not need the wire work. He's actually a really good martial artist. His choreography is great, but the fact that Garo makes wire work a staple, I think, does the actor and the character a lot of injustice. And then you've got your support characters. There's a guy called Akizuki, who's like some teacher, his teacher friend, his guy in training got killed or something. I felt it was a bit far-fetched, but his actual outfit, I can't remember his armor name, but he's blue and he has an axe. He's pretty hardcore, and, you know, it looks really good. The weird thing is, you know, and spoiler alert for the end, is that you see him at the end teaching kids and talking about the importance of the sword, but he uses an axe. You know, he has a sword that has like an axe attachment, so it's just like WTF. You've then got, and you might remember me last time talking about a Makai priest with a telephone head, and then you made the comparison. Right, basically you've got quite a few Makai priests in this series. You've got this one woman who looks like she's actually got two scrolls on her head. Her name's Ryume, I think. And, you know, she's like this, you know, she's kind of like this fan service Makai priest who's like 1,000,000 years old. I don't think, you know, I felt, she had like a key, you know, she had a key role in the story. She didn't do that much acting or speaking. And again, a lot of her choreography was wire work. And then you've got the main Makai priest, who's called Galdo. He's like this boy from a village, and, you know, there's this massive backstory as to how Decade's character, Jinga, killed his parents and stuff. So he's been given like this role to seal the main villain that Jinga is trying to bring back, which you know, is quite inconsistent in the actual series going through it, because they say that Jinga has released Radan. They normally talk about Radan like Radan's a villain, like a person, but actually Radan's the name of this castle that transforms into a robot, which doesn't make sense. I mean, the one thing about Garo Series 5 is Garo is made by TV Tokyo, and watching Justy Rises at the moment as well, which I'll talk about at the end, but it's almost like TV Tokyo or whoever's behind their Toku just doesn't have any eye for detail or continuity, and there's loads of plot holes. When it comes to this whole Radan thing, they talk about Radan like Radan's a person, and really it's a castle, but really it's a walking castle. It's insane. But I'll talk about a couple more plot holes later. So you've got Galdo, and you've got his sister, who's like really doesn't need to be there. You've then got you've got your comic relief, which is two characters called D Ringo and UK Hime. D Ringo's really weird. He doesn't do that much, but then at the end, he pulls out this Makai wand in the shape of a guitar. It's like, why?
That almost sounds like that's almost like Star Ninja.
It's Star Ninja or Hibiki or whatever you want, but he's not even playing the guitar.
You mean Zanki? You mean Zanki?
Yeah, well, I meant from the Hibiki series, yeah. And he's just pointing this. He's not even playing the guitar. He puts like this clip-on thing at the top, and he just points it. It's like, why? And then UK Hime is his wife, I think, who D Ringo calls Kachan. I know that literally means mother, but then she calls him Tosan. But I don't know. Maybe no, but that's it, because they can't be parents to each other. Anyway, either way, she's fan service. She has no role. It's quite fun having her in it, because she's definitely better than Rian. And then, is there any other characters I've forgotten? You've got Jinga's wife, who's called Amelie. Now, Amelie, she's actually, certain angles she's really pretty, certain angles she's really ugly. I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But she plays a vital role in the story, and I think her acting complements, the actor for Jinga, who's also Kamen Rider Decade. Again, I cannot stress how Jinga is actually the staple of this show, what holds this show together.
So he's the catalyst.
Catalyst, yeah, whatever you want to call it. He is the show. Because Dogai Ryuga was really good in Series 3. He's taken a bit of a back step to Jinga. Jinga just shines in this series. Again, I don't know if I've missed anyone at the moment.
So Show Stealer, Thunder Stealer.
Yeah, he steals the show blatantly. But, of course, the one character that's really... And I remember I talked about this last time. I'm just going to make a bigger point about this again. Rian, who's the main heroine in this story, and she's the main heroine in Series 3 as well, she's really irritating. In Series 3, she was alright. She was like this sort of sassy, sort of punk heroine. Whereas here in Series 5, she's like, oh, I really love Garo. And it's really irritating. Her character irritates me in this series. And, alright, I'm going to jump to talking about the end. So many times in the series you think she's going to die, she's going to be killed off. Right at the last episode, I'm like, please make sure she's dead. Please be dead, please be dead. And then she's brought back to life right at the end, and I literally just swore at the TV. I'm just like, seriously, why did you bring her back to life? She's so irritating. And that's just how I felt about it. The weapons I've already talked about. You can't really talk about henshin. There's no... Garo's horse thing appears once in a while. Music isn't all that. I've talked about choreography already. Locations, it's very typical to Garo. And I will wrap up talking about Garo now. The one thing I will say is that there's nothing really interesting. The one thing I'm finding about Garo now is it follows a formula. It's like, bad guy comes about, tries to invoke an ancient evil. Garo spends time fighting the villain to try to stop the evil. He can't stop the evil, so the evil manifests, and then he has to fight the villain and the evil. and then he manages to do it somehow. Because they spend, specifically to Goldstorm show, they spend so much time talking about how Radan's a badass. But again, he spends 23 episodes fighting Jinga. This is what is really irritating about Garo overall. They really hype this Radan thing, but he defeats Radan in one episode. He spent 23 episodes fighting Jinga. Surely Jinga would have been alright without Radan. It doesn't make sense. That's one plot hole, and I could see it blowing your nose, whatever. But the one thing that, when it comes to the fact that TV Tokyo has no attention to detail, I'm not sure if it's TV Tokyo's fault or not, but you look at how Galdo is the one that's supposed to seal Radan. You see him trying to seal Radan, I think it's like episode 20 or something, and he fails. When you see him trying to seal Radan, he's chanting and doing this and that. But then in the final episode, all he does is stab the sword into the Radan pyramid thing, and he's done. He didn't have to chant nothing or do any of the same ritual that he did several episodes prior. There's just no continuity. It's insane. I mean, the CGI, without saying, for Garo...
Just say it. It's shit.
No, the CGI is immense. But, they cut corners every so often. You can see, when you've got such sophisticated CGI, you can see where the series cuts corners. Like, Castle Radan is literally a white room with a black chair. It's like, you've done all the sophisticated CGI, and that's the best you can come up with. But then when Garo enters, it all turns black, and that does look cool, to be fair. But again, there's just, and there's too many examples for me to go over. But I've already given the examples as to where I think storyline, they're just not consistent enough. And seriously, I'll be honest, I am looking forward to the second series of the Garo anime.
Mm-hmm.
But, and there's another Garo film coming out on one of the previous heroines. I can't remember which one, but I saw the advert. But, I don't know. I just don't know what, if they're going to do a Series 6, which I'm sure they will, it's just going to be the same. I will be surprised if it's not the same crap recycled. That's me talking. Garo, next topic talk.
Just before...
I was just going to say, now that I have finished watching Garo Series 5, I don't know when Anime 2 is going to start, but I am actually going to start watching Kaku Ranger, so that is what I'll be talking about from next time in place of Garo. Hopefully.
While that be, I wanted to take a quick intermission or break and say that for next month's Toku Talk, the mid-December Toku Talk, Mr. Flayvaman and I, we were thinking, why don't we just do something a little bit different as it's getting to Christmas? So why not do a Q&A? So we are giving you guys and girls the opportunity...
Okay. Go on, carry on.
Send us your Q&A... questions.
Send us a question and we'll answer it. That's basically what Bushido is trying to tell you.
Yeah. Anyway, best questions will be answered. Regular ones will be answered.
We can do all of them. I'll do all of them.
Oh yeah, like even the very nitty-gritty ones.
Alright, we'll bet them.
That's my point.
Okay.
Yeah. And that will be, again, we will read them out and try to answer the majority of them, during our mid-December Toku Talk.
I think we're going to be doing one at the beginning of December, so in short, just send us your questions and we'll answer them next Toku Talk.
No, mid-December, give them a month. You want,
alright, fine, just send us questions and we'll answer them whenever. Lol.
Whenever. Give a shit, give more of a shit, anyway. Yeah, why do you think I'm giving a month to the viewers?
Fine.
Mid-December, come on, it sounds more like Christmassy then.
Okay, that's cool. So, I have a Toku question for you.
Oh shit.
I want you to... Right, because I can't remember what conversation I got in about a week ago, but this got me thinking about
Did it hurt?
how much... Yeah, it hurt. It hurt, man.
No, your head. You had to think.
What would you say are your top 5 most powerful Sentai villains?
Wait, by villains are we talking about the commanders?
The generals. Yeah, like generals, like top dogs.
Oh, as in the proper, the top dogs.
Yes.
Alright. That's a very good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually,
But,
okay, just Sentai?
I mean, because I was thinking Kamen Rider, but we can do Kamen Rider separately, like later maybe.
Alright,
But
so, okay.
I think it's easier to do Sentai, so I thought I'd warm you up with that.
Ooh, the one that really sticks in my head, like really gritty and character-wise, not power, but character-wise, and has that really strong evil pizzazz. Zed from Tokuja.
Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, Zeto. Yeah, alright.
I think he has
That's,
one.
yeah, I mean...
No, if
he
you're
wouldn't have
thinking,
come
no,
to my mind.
huh?
Okay. He wouldn't have come to my mind, but I like the fact it came to yours. Alright.
The thing is all the other generals. Oh, lies. What am I talking about? Gokaiger.
Which one?
The father.
The black thing. Yeah, alright.
No.
See,
because you had.
You're gonna go Kaiser.
No, because you got Vice
probably
Gil,
say
which you got.
Buster.
Hang on one second. You got Vice Gil, which is the rich snobbish son, and then you got Akudos Gil, which is his father, and he basically comes down with a vengeance. And I just love
Yeah,
it.
I know. I know who you're talking about. But yeah, okay.
I love that. That was brilliant. I'm sorry, but Kyoryuja was this butterfly piece of crap that I hated. Geki Ranger, honestly, I pass on that.
Well, right.
Because, see, here's the thing. You
Because
can't count
not.
Leo. You cannot count Leo.
No, Rio, but okay, I mean, fair enough, you could.
Not.
Alright.
No, he
Well,
wasn't the
alright, no,
last.
if you're talking top dog, then it'd be Long, wouldn't it? The blonde-haired thing guy.
Honestly, I think when he got into his multi-dragon head mode, I think they just.
That was nuts. But think about it. They actually couldn't defeat him. They couldn't.
They had
him
to
off.
contain him.
They had to, yeah, make him into some silver ball thing.
Gold.
It was silver.
Gold.
It doesn't matter. Alright.
So I will.
Who's actually in your 5 at the moment? Because you mentioned Zed.
Zed, Akudosa Gil, and then I will also throw in. Hang on. No. No. Oh wait, lies. Because this is a weird one, I don't know whether that red guy from Bokenja was the last, or was it the white guy?
Well, no, they were from different. They
clans.
were from yeah, they were from different clans. So you could technically have both if you wanted.
Well, yeah, they were both okay, to be honest. Although technically the white one had a final form, because remember he fused himself.
So didn't the red one have a final form as well? Or,
No, he just revived himself a couple of times, I think.
Oh, okay.
No, regardless, I will.
Oh, you're right. The white one did have a final form. Yeah.
I will also throw in.
Let's get Go Seijo also had different clans in it as well.
Oh, I'm not even going there.
I knew you'd say that.
I'm probably gonna hurt myself when I say this. Villain. Enter. from Go Busters.
Right. Okay. I'm gonna tell you,
Given that
I really like Enter,
No,
so I'm not gonna say you.
But I honestly cannot remember the whatever you want to call the whole
Messiah.
Huh?
Messiah. You're talking
Messiah.
about
The Messiah.
they pronounce it Messiah in Japanese.
Just Messiah. Anyway, my point is that I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah, it had like some. No, he did have a form. He had like, well, no, because you had him as like the Zordon face, which I think was a tribute to Zordon. But he mainly had, like with the aid of escape, he had like a sort of messed up Megazord form.
I don't.
Like he was.
In which case,
robot.
no. In which case, forget Go Busters then.
No, you like Enter, so you can have Enter if you really want.
Only for you. No. Well, you said Top Dog, so that's why I'm trying to think of Top Dogs, which is rather than just Commanders as well. So you're a dick. No.
But then again, when you think about it, Enter then left like the whole Messiah thing, and he became one of himself. He became like a leader in his own right, because he then, because they did that whole Matrix thing, where it's like part of me is a part of you, and to kill me, you'd have to kill you.
No.
I thought that was a good twist, by the way.
No. I will. Who was the No, not him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I think. I can only give that 3. Well, even 2 if you're going like for really top dogs like Zed and Akados Gil. That's probably it.
So,
Like the final bosses.
okay.
You?
Alright, because the idea of it being 5 is that, it'd be like 5 top dogs being like a Sentai of its own.
If you had told me Commanders, right, as well included, then I would have easily thrown more at you.
Alright, I'll let you have Commanders.
Oh, now you tell me!
Yeah, because you're having difficulty. So, alright, fine. You got the Guild guy, you got Gokaija guy, you got Tokuja guy. Alright, so go on, who, commander-wise, who?
As well,
So 3 commanders, so go on, 3 commanders.
Leo for
From
Geki Ranger, just for melee combats and whatnot and whatever. I'd have either. No, I've got to think this one now. I'd have Akados Gil as the leader, have Zed as the Blue Ranger, well, the number 1. I'd have the second, in charge. I'd have Leo as the 3rd. I'd have, and I'm going to throw this one just a bit, just because. And these are all standout villains. What's his name? I'd have the one of 2. Either the current QMon from Nin Ninja as that slight hidden story kind of a character, or the main villain from Deca Ranger as the slight smartass.
What, the bat in the jar thing?
Yeah, that thing.
I guess that is technically a top dog, so you can have that.
Yeah. And then I will also incorporate, and just for comic relief's sake, Akados Gil's son, Vice Gil.
Yeah.
Just as comic relief in there, and just have a humongous banter fest. You know, you're my son, do as I say. Go to your room, kind of thing. Seriously, I would love that.
Okay, so me.
Moving right. No, I'm kidding.
No, alright, because I think I had like 4 top dogs. But again, I actually had Messiah, the top dog from Ghostbusters. Yeah. Because he was really powerful. It took a long time to. Because I'm also thinking from a power perspective as well. And believe it or not, I actually had Deboff, the Kyoryuger one, even though I didn't like Kyoryuger as a series. And even though his final form was
a butterfly. You're having Deboff.
But again, like, even before the butterfly thing, there was, like, the whole thing about how much power he had, etc., etc. I mean, the one thing about villains in general, as well as, because I was talking about Garo earlier and how Radan was brought down in a single episode. It is quite a common thing in Toku where, you know, you have, like, your commanders, as you say. Like, they spend more time fighting the commanders than they do fighting the top dogs. Which, you know, I think can hinder a series, so I'm not being hypocritical about Garo. I think because, like, for example, another top dog in my list is the one from Magi Ranger, which is like that octopus.
Yeah, I know that one, but I deliberately didn't say because of its appearance.
Well, that's it. But he was still, even though I think he was defeated in something like 3 episodes compared to, like, it took them forever to defeat the mummy guy.
2.
Alright, so fine. But yeah, so on one hand, you know, so again, just like the criticism I made of Radan, Garo's Radan.
Wait, was it one of
I really don't like it when they only
Oh,
spend, like,
wait, I think you're right.
Dog.
I think it is 3 episodes, because you had the final, and then the destruction of Earth, and then before that you had when he gets resurrected, and then they're still in the different world. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
You know, but again, at least with that octopus thing, was it Magi Ranger? He had like that time warping thing that he did. Or was that him? I can't remember.
You mean to turn time?
Yeah. As well, I think just for sheer cunning, I mean, you've not watched Time Ranger, but I think his name was Don Guro or something. He was called the Don. The big frog thing from Time Ranger. So that's Messiah, Magi Ranger, Octopus, the frog thing. Who was the other one I had? Oh yeah, I did have Deboff. Deboss or Deboff.
It sounds better with the S coming from you.
Deboff. And one more. I'm going to nick your one, Set.
Get your own.
No. Or, bearing in mind, we've not seen the top dog in Ninja yet. The top dog in Ninja, who's like, just like Magi Ranger, he's just like a big eye thing at the moment. Okay, so moving on.
Okay, Toku question for you.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if we
can I talk about Gaim Gaiden and then you ask me? Just to space it out a bit.
Go on.
Right, okay, so I don't think I'll spend too long talking about Gaim Gaiden.
Thank you.
I watched the first Gaim Gaiden as well. This has Zengetsu and Baron because the second Gaim Gaiden was only released a few months ago.
Well, hang on, wait. So the first one is melon and lemon.
No, lemon and banana. No, melon.
Melon and banana, and then the second one
Akasora.
Yeah. And we're back after a bit of technical difficulty from my Toku Bro. We are now back with our Toku Talk. Apologies for the slight intermission, but otherwise, yeah. So we're back in talking about Gaim Gaiden, and now that is over to you, Flavor Thy Man.
So, as I was saying, Gaim Gaiden is Zangetsu, which is Takatora, and Baron, which is Kaito. It's a very interesting V cinema they do. I mean, whether you want to pronounce it Gaiden or Gaiden.
Gaiden.
Well, apparently it is supposed to be pronounced Gaiden, but...
Gaiden!
Alright, Jesus. Right, so it's split into two. Again, you've got Zangetsu Takatora's story to begin with. Now, I will say that I found his story a bit slow-paced, a little boring, but it does have its interesting elements to it. Just to spoil it for everyone anyway, for those who don't know about it. This is basically, it's not so much of an origin story, it's sort of like it's set so many episodes, it's set in like the first quarter of Gaim, where, like after you see Takatora tell Kota to stay away from Helheim, you then see a woman who was from Takatora's past re-emerge. Now, you get given a backstory that, it doesn't quite make sense, but you're told about Takatora and Mitsuane's father, who's some old man, and he hires a child maid, which doesn't make sense. Like, alright, you've hired a girl as a maid, right? And it's the same age as she's the same age as Takatora. It just doesn't make sense. But, the point of the story is that Takatora and Mitsuane's father is the head of Yigisa Drill, and he was like experimenting on the Inves before Takatora becomes Melon Arms. But because she was this experimental person for the Sengoku driver, and it turns out Ryuma as well was an experiment person or something, she's getting revenge on the family, so she kills Takatora's father, and then she goes after Takatora, and then in short she fails. Now you see a lot of Ringo Arms, which I think was in one of the films already anyway. I think it was in the main film.
Which one?
The one based on football, the one where the
let me try that again. In regards to Apple Arms, the gold or the silver? The red and gold or the silver one?
Red and gold.
Yeah,
red and gold. Okay, so you see that one. You randomly, where Zangetsu's melon arms, he gets given watermelon arms, where it actually looks better, and he's given a minigun. That's quite cool. So the two suits look pretty cool in this. And then I'm just trying to think, because I'm just trying to make sure I don't get mixed up between the two. I think one thing that really stands out here are the locations, the sets. Because you've got like the abandoned house, you've got like where some of the fight scenes take place in the forest. These actually look really good for the Zangetsu story of Gaim Gaiden. And I'll say as well, the only real characters the new characters you're introduced to is Takatora's father, who's barely in it, and then this like female villain who's kind of hot but meh. Weapons again, watermelon arms gets a minigun. That's pretty cool. Nothing, there's no real stand outness of choreography or anything in this particular part of Gaim Gaiden. But I'm now going to go on to the second half, which is based on Baron Kaito. This is the most craziest thing that they've done for Gaim. Basically, you're basically introduced to someone who's like, a doppelganger, I think they're called. Someone who looks exactly like Kaito. He's from Southeast Asia. His name's something like Shapur or something. And he's like a fan of the Beat Riders and stuff. And he comes across Kaito. He's like, oh, we look alike. And then he chloroforms him and takes his place. And this guy, he's just the complete opposite in terms of personality to Kaito, who's super serious. This guy just starts running around as lead. Because the Baron story is introduced at some point after Kaito has left Team Baron. And he's running, and then he just starts running around acting like a goofball. Where it turns out that this Shapur guy is from a rich family who's actually doing some shady deal with Yugisa Drill. And so in this, you then see the dragon fruit. You see the dragon fruit energy. Was it an energy arm? I forget. Anyway, so you see that, and you also see Ringo Arms make another appearance. And it's a really good story, and it really they play up the comedy in this, and it just shows that the actor behind Kaito is really versatile. I mean, because anyone who's watched like the Yuta Cafe that he did, he's actually a really funny guy. Even though he's playing a serious character like Kaito, the actor's a really funny guy, and it really shows in sort of the Team Baron, the Baron story. And it's like where he did like this web special called Yuta Cafe. He even brings in one of his cakes from that show onto like this special. And like those who've watched Yuta Cafe will get that. And it's it's such a contrast to the Zanget story, which I was kind of really feeling a bit off about it. But watching the Baron story was really good and really funny. It was fun to watch. And, I would even recommend everyone who likes Gaim watches Gaim Gaiden, or Gaiden, however you want to pronounce it. I recommend anyone who's into Gaim watches it. So it's not just another special or another B cinema. They're really, and again, because when I was watching Zangetsu, I was like, why would people want another one of this? Because it did get a lot of positive feedback in Japan, and that's why they did a second one, which is based on Knuckle and Lemon and Ryuma and the Knuckle guy.
Zack.
Anyway, I forget.
Zack.
Anyway, so alright. So I will say that Gaim Gaiden's actually something really fun to watch. If you've got time to watch it, watch it.
Okay.
Woo!
Right, that aside. So just a quick thing, I guess.
You want to ask me a question?
No, you can continue if you want. I'll savour it. Put you on suspense.
Fine. All right. Well, I'm gonna go straight on to talk about the fact that I'm still watching Just the Rises at the moment. I'm still watching Just the Rises. Now, again, it's a TV Tokyo production. And they have no attention to detail. There's lots of plot holes, etc. It's still, but like I was saying last time, it does have a really good comedy element. I'm thinking, because they're all TV Tokyo. It has a real Ryu Kendo vibe to it, but just not as refined as Ryu Kendo was. But I'm now at the point in the story where you've got the commander, who's some woman who got defeated and then came back in gold armor, and she's trying to revive the top dog, who's called Hades. And it's like, to revive Hades, I've got to destroy all these plates that are from Orion's belt or something. And and it's quite ridiculous because rarely do you see heroes fail to this extent. But there's these 6 Orion plates, and the point I'm at the story, they've already destroyed about 3 of them, but the heroes have one of them in their possession. So it's kind of like, well, really, if they've broken one, then this Hades guy should be able to come back. But then at the same time, if these guys have secured and can keep safe one, then it shouldn't matter if they destroy the others anyway. Again, I've already said their armors are really flimsy. The characters don't really show that much sort of passion. I mean, the red guy, who's Ryza Glenn, he's kind of cool, and then you've got Ryza Gant, whose armor looks like a box head. he's like this badass sort of doesn't like the red guy, to be fair. And then you've got these two women who come from some random Japanese village advising them what to do. That kind of feels out of place to me in this series. The choreography is still, it's okay, but it's nowhere near as good as Grand Caesar's. The music for both Grand Caesar's and Justy Risers, you've got, like, the BGM doesn't really, it's kind of a bit generic, but they both have really amazing opening music for the opening credits, and it's really catchy, and that's just my opinion. Henshin devices for Justy Risers literally is just this block card thing that they push down, show Chak, and they transform. Yeah, I guess there's not really that much to talk about Justy Risers today. So, let's finish off talking about Kamen Rider. Any ghost news? Yeah, any ghost news?
Only the fact that...
I actually like the look of...
Wait, did you want to ask me first, or did you not want to ask me?
No, I'm just... Oh, you can ask at the end.
No, it sounded like you were just, what do you think, Well, I think... Anyway. Thanks for neglecting me, but anyway, yeah. Right, so on J Fusion, now I can actually talk. The next couple of episodes, I have found out that unfortunately we're going to be seeing Ghost change Beethoven form sooner than not. So yeah, praying that won't be an utter atrocity. Otherwise, I've seen... Now, I've got to get this right now. I've seen Spectre's helmet for Tutankhamun, and what's this other one?
It looks alright.
It's just a Pharaoh's hat on top, and then the other one is that of what is it? The one with the horns. The one where he pretty much goes for a gunslingy mode.
I have seen it. I just can't remember what it's called.
The general one, but anyway. So yeah, that's that. Honestly, my reservation, should we say, for Ghost is still, I don't know. Still, like, honestly, I don't know what to expect. I don't know what to succumb at the moment. Just okay. There's like 50 million forms, and I'm just.
LOL. I will say, like, Ghost on its own so far is an alright series, but if you're going to compare it to other riders, there's so many other better riders. But on its own, I think it's an alright series, and I think it's got potential. All series in the early days have potential. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it ends meh, but, you know, again, even if it does end meh, I still think as a series it's alright.
See,
but it's, you know, you've got better rider series out there.
I don't know.
Man,
I'm gonna end it on this one, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of gripe for this, but I think the main actor for Fours would have done a better, or his charisma would have looked better as Ghost than as Fours.
Interesting.
Like with that whole punk retro style, and then you give him a hoodie and armor.
Right. Okay.
I would actually. I think that would have been a great improvement, anyways, in both aspects.
Okay.
Right. Do you have any other last bits and pieces to add?
Okay, just two bits.
Oh,
One,
shit.
Have you seen what the gold Kamen Rider, what the gold machine chaser looks like?
Yeah, pile of crap. What's your point?
Oh, Secondly, have you seen the... Oh no, it's a very blurred photo of Juoja.
No.
Yeah, that's pretty funky. So, I'm really interested in what's going to be said about Juoja. Because the current rumour is they're going to start off red, blue, yellow, and pink and green are going to join later. What do you think of that?
Right, hang on. So you start with the primary colours, like Sun Vulcan, and then you...
Yeah.
Or even Gekko Ranger, and then you're adding pink and green.
Yeah. That's the rumour at the moment.
That is a first.
Well,
Like,
you know, they
like in Gekko Ranger, that was unique in that you added you
purple,
started with
and then
white or what? Yeah, white. I'm just gonna call it white.
I think the colour's chopper.
Doesn't even exist. Why do you think I didn't say it?
White / orange.
Anyway, but that aside, I'm in regards to just your Machine Chaser Gold mode. I honestly do not like it. It reminds me of what's it? A bad form of Cougar Ultimate. No, honestly, it just reminds me of Cougar Ultimate, but worse and spasticated with lots of gold on it. Anyway, so that aside, do you have anything else to add?
I'm done. Okay.
Cool. Well, I was going to ask you.
Go on, you can add. Go on, you can finish.
Oh, really? Can I? I actually have your permission for a change. Wow. And
I don't touch my Lucas over that whole.
And that's freedom for you in this world. That's how much freedom I get. While he sucks on his Lucosade. Anyway. So, I was gonna ask a Toku question, but yeah, I can't be asked anymore, so yeah.
Just ask it, man.
Top 3 rider belts, if you want.
Rider belts. Bearing in mind, I have seen...
Not my problem.
I've seen something like 12 riders now.
Your point?
And as soon as I finish watching Dusty Rises and Caesar X, I'm getting onto Cougar, by the way.
Uh-huh.
And I am getting onto Kaka Ranger tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, top 3 rider belts. I am going to say... Alright, so I've got to think of the one I like the most.
Okay, while you're thinking, while your head hurts, I'm going to go with... Drive, in no particular order. I'll throw in Drive as one of them. I will throw in, and these are all the ones I've seen, by the way. I will do... Oh, whose was it? I love doubles. No, but I love doubles, just because it's so unique. And I will throw in... who's what? Wizards. I cannot forget. Wizard is brilliant. And as a fourth or joint third somewhere in the mix, Decade. But that's as a maybe.
Now, I think Decade, even though I've only seen a few apps, I know what Decade's belt is, and it seems awesome. I mean, you mentioned Wizard as your, you put Wizard on the end. That was my first go-to.
I'll give you Wizard as a first go-to. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah, and I was thinking Blade.
No, I didn't. No. Anyway, go on.
And then Deno. Even though they're quite similar.
How?
Sword form. I really like that.
No, I mean, how does Blades one and
card-ish.
No.
Anyway,
No.
Blade, Wizard, Deno.
No. For me, Drive, Wizard, Decade,
At least we agreed on Wizard.
What?
At least we agreed on Wizard, I said.
Thank you.
Please.
Anyway. Yeah, definitely Ghost Driver will definitely not be up there for me.
It's too bulky.
And it's too annoying.
It's not actually battery mina.
I hate
battery.
No, I hate that.
No, I just think it's bulky. I mean, it needs to be bulky to be fair, but it's just too bulky.
See, if we're talking bulky, one that's bulky but actually gets away with it is Thighs.
I thought he was going to say fours, because even I know what fours is about.
No, that's a joke. Thighs gets away with it.
No, but fours doesn't. But five.
Oh, I just completely forgot a decent belt. A henshin device. I completely forgot. Oh, I'm such a noob.
Right.
What? Kabuto.
Yeah, clock up. Anyway.
No, I need to throw that up there as well. Oh well.
Look, Kabuto's one's alright, but I wouldn't break hearts over it.
Yeah, but it's a ledge.
Yeah, alright. Yeah, the character's a leg.
No, well, I think but anyway.
Anyway, alright.
That aside, I think we are all done. Flayvaman is getting exhausted. He wants to go to bed, so we will all tuck him in bed.
Yeah.
My point exactly. So that is all. Do join us next time for our week or the first of the December Toku Talk review. I've been the Master Rider Bushido. He has been my Toku Bro from the other side of Earth, Mr. Sleepy Flayvaman! And as always, do join us next time. And as always, visit him!
To the cam. Right. See you next time.